You should be live.
Yes. Hello, hello. Hello and welcome to Kelly and Sharonda Live. Y'all came in to talk about the six. We are wanting to discuss behind the six so we can get you guys in the room. I'm so excited about this. It's the Speaking Industry Expo. You know, you can visit us at speakingindustryexpo.com. This is Kelly's brainchild. If you don't know our speaker mogul, we have Kelly Charles Collins in the room.
Thanks, Sharonda. Hey, everybody. It is Kelly Charles Collins, also known as the Speaker Mogul, and I am the creator and visionary behind the sixth Speaking Industry Expo. It's happening. It is happening November 3rd through the 5th in Atlanta. And we just want to do this every Wednesday to just kind of get you up to date on what's going on behind the six, what we're doing, how you can participate. And so today we wanted to talk about three things. And we keep trying to get off of here in like 15 minutes. We're going to try to do that today if we can. But we want to make sure that you have the information that you need to be able to decide whether or not the six is the room for you to be in. Now, it's not for everybody, right? But it is for the right people. So today we want to talk about our buy one, get one. So we are having a buy one, get one sale through August 17th, which is this Sunday. We want to talk about the agenda so you understand like what it is. What are you going to learn when you come here to the sixth? And then we also want to talk about the fact that we're looking for ambassadors. So ambassadors, being an ambassador for the sixth is a way for you to do a lot of things. One, experience the sixth. Two, work behind the scenes with us. Learn how to run your own events. A lot of you want to run your own events, like bigger events. So this will be a way for you to be able to do that. So we're going to talk about those three things. But the first thing that we want to talk about is BOGO. It's BOGO time.
BOGO. I'm excited about the BOGO sale. Why? Because that's an opportunity for you to save. Now, you know it costs to come to the Speaking Industry Expo, but Kelly is running a BOGO sale from now until August the 17th. That's buy one, get one free. So you can bring your friend to the room. You can bring in your mentees to the room. This is the room we all want to be in together. So definitely a great opportunity and savings opportunity.
Yes.
Shout out to Kelly for doing that. That's what's up, Kelly.
And, one of the other things that I did, which I know that most people will be like, no, don't do that. You're not gonna give urgency for people to buy tickets. So listen, originally, we were gonna increase the tickets, right? Increase the price of tickets. So we have three ticket levels. One is 1 day ticket. So you can come on November 4th or November 5th for a 1 day ticket. It's $275. We were gonna increase it to $500, and I've decided I'm not doing that. The ticket is what the ticket is. The 2 day ticket is $500, and that is November 4th and 5th, and that one was going to go up to $800, and I've decided not to do that either. It's going to be $500, and the 3 day. We're back. Happened.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
I don't know what happened. I'm just gonna keep talking.
Okay.
The other one is a 3 day ticket. So that is our mogul mastermind ticket. And right now that's $950. It was going to be $1,500, and I've decided not to do that either. So anywhere from $275 to $950. And now since we're having our BOGO sale, it is buy one, get one. So we are going to put the link in the chat. So when you go on, let me show you real quick. When you go on the page, because some terms of how to do the buy one, get one. Let me make sure I have the right show you. Okay. So when you go on the page, you'll see it tells you to secure your spot. You can click here. It'll take you down to where you need to get your tickets. So you see here where I say special offer, buy one, get one free. All you need to do is buy your one ticket. So whether you choose general admission, 1 day, general admission 2 day, or mogul admission 3 day, just purchase the one ticket. Once you purchase your ticket, you will receive an email. That email is going to tell you to complete a form. And when you complete that form, it's asking you for the name and contact information for the additional person who's going to be there with you. This is very important because we will then add that person to our emails, add it to the list so that they get their individual information about the event and you don't have to be responsible for trying to update what's happening. So make sure that you complete that form. And you'll see here, right, that you can purchase your tickets. You can purchase, there's no payment plan for the 1 day, but there are payment plans for the 2 day and the 3 day. And if you want to apply for funding, we do have third-party funding available, so you can apply for that. And then remember to grab your free gift from our presenting sponsor, Go High Level. So this is a 30-day free trial for their marketing system. So you can do that. So make sure that, when you go to get your buy one, get one through Sunday, make sure that you complete the form that you are going to get. If you don't get an email, then reach out to us at team@speakermoguls.com. But you should get an email telling you, and we'll track through Sunday, and we'll make sure that if we'll follow up with you so that we can get that information. So let me put, I'm going to put this real quick. Speaking Industry Expo, xpo.com/registration is where you're going to go to get your BOGO tickets. So Sharonda and I went to an event the other day together. It wasn't BOGO. We both had to
BOGO.
but it was not BOGO. But it was great to have somebody in the room with you, right?
Yes.
And just to be there and be able, to chat together. So bring somebody, bring a team member, bring a family, bring somebody who will support you. And if you go on I think both, it's on my LinkedIn and also my Instagram, you can see that I had ChatGPT run the numbers, because I know y'all think about numbers. So we had chat run the numbers to see what it would cost you, right? Because all in, the ticket prices are static. The hotel price is static. So it's anywhere from a little over $500 for 3 nights to $712, I think it is, for 4 nights. Those numbers are static, just depending on what ticket you get, right? The thing that is going to go up and down and fluctuate are your flights. So right now is the best time for you to go get your flight. So when we ran the numbers for like the major cities around Atlanta, the maximum all in for ticket, hotel, and flight was like 2,000. That's like nothing, right, Sharonda?
Right. Yes.
That is nothing compared to for what we are helping you to do. If you are somebody who wants to, get 5 and 6 figure contracts and learn how to do that, then investing 4 figures in yourself, should be a no brainer. So, get your BOGO ticket before August 17th. Now, anything else on that, Sharonda, before we jump into let's talk about what's going to happen at the 6th? You want to talk about that?
Agenda. Oh, you're talking ambassadors?
No, not yet. We'll talk
Not
about
yet.
ambassadors
Okay.
on the back
Okay.
end. But let's
Okay.
talk about what everybody's going to get on the front end,
Yes.
like when they come in. Okay. All right.
Yes.
Let's talk about that. So let me pull up our agenda page so that everybody can see that. And let's talk about what's going to happen at the 6th. All right. So when you go to the website, you will see the agenda page, right? It's all about clarity, confidence, and cash flow. So here's the thing about the 6th. The 6th is really about being an interactive experience where you are going to be building your skills, right? Getting clarity first, right? And then building your skills and creating assets that you can use once you leave the 6th. Things that you will be able to use in your business over and over and over again. I know Sharonda has talked about this before, the idea of going to these places and just taking notes, right, Sharonda?
Yes. Yes. And
And
then acting on those notes, not just taking notes, but acting on those notes.
right. And so what we're going to be doing is, yes, you'll be able to take notes, but we're going to implement while you are there. So like we said, 3 days, one purpose, turn your expertise into revenue. That is what this is all about, so that you can get strategic clarity on your voice, offers, and market position. You'll get visibility in front of aligned buyers and partners. You never know who's going to be in the room. And we are working diligently to make sure that we have some buyers in the room. Monetization pathways, understand how you can turn your expertise into revenue on and off the stage. It's not just about the stage, and it's also not just about being on any particular somebody else's stage, right? So the 6 is a stage, right? I'm creating that stage. And so we want you to understand how to do that, how to have the tools, the language, and the assets to help you to really grow your business. So what do the days look like? If you do the 3-day ticket, the one that is $950 right now, and if you split it with somebody, it's half, right? Day one, mogul VIP access. We were just planning out last week with our conference architect. We were looking at what does the day look like, right? So planning from when do we start registration until when do we end the days. And our mogul day, originally it was going to just be 4 hours. We've extended our mogul day. So that's, I think it was 9:30 to 2:30, and we'll feed you. And you get in that, you'll get private coaching, facilitated mastermind sessions. We're going to talk about what you need it specifically. There's only a small number of people who will be in that room. So this is the time for you to be able to get like hands-on access. Sharonda, like you've been in masterminds. We've both been in masterminds. Talk about the value of having that small circle and having people be able to ask directed questions and get answers to their problems.
Yeah, it's really personable, right? You're in a room with like-minded people, and as a result, you get to bounce your ideas off of other people, and you get to hear and see how they're moving as well, and you can adopt those moves as well. I
Yes.
know how important it is for people to endorse and believe in what you're doing, and so being in the wrong rooms can hurt you, right? Or so understanding your value and being in the right rooms are key. And so that's what I'm excited about with the 6 is that I
Yeah.
think we'll be in the right room and the
Yes,
right people.
it is definitely the right room, right? So day one, that mogul, the theme is really foundation and framing. Day two is our business incubator. This is where you would normally think of where people would have breakout sessions or different trainings. We're not having any breakout rooms. Everybody who comes gets everything that's going to be there, and all the training that's going to be there. So I'll be training you. Go High Level, our presenting sponsors, they will be training you. Verizon Business, they're also going to be sending somebody who's going to be training. So there is going to be a lot of expertise in that room being shared in that room. And not only will you get training, like I said, you will have implementation in these business incubators, in the business incubator, and you'll also have the opportunity to ask questions and get hot seats. The mogul, y'all will definitely be able to ask your question. So if you want to make sure that you're able to ask a question and get an answer, you would want to get the mogul ticket. But we'll also still have like a general Q&A. So day two, we have the business incubator, and we're going to go through, I'll talk to you a little bit more detail about the specific labs that we're going to have. And day two is when our expo hall also opens. Now, the expo hall is where other businesses, our sponsors and other exhibitors will be in that room. You could also be an exhibitor. There's still opportunities for that if you want to exhibit your business at the 6th. And then that night, we're going to have our opening reception. We're going to be partying, right, Sharonda?
Yes.
What are we
Hey,
doing? What are we doing
Kelly,
for that
Kelly,
reception?
I have a question for you. I know we on day 2, right?
Yeah.
But is it okay if we back into day 1 and talk more about the foundation? Can we go into day 1 right quick? Because I think that's
Yeah.
important, especially for people who are on the fence. I think day 1
Yes.
is important for people who need to get their business from point A to point B to even be in the room on the 6th,
Yep.
right?
Go for it.
Okay. Oh no, I want you to give it to
You want
us.
me
I
to
want
do
you
it?
to. Never
I thought you were
talk
going to do it.
to people about day one. I just think it's important. I just think it's
Yes.
really important. And I know the fun stuff was day two, right?
Yes.
Day one is fun too, but really, I want you to
Well,
jump
day
in.
one, so day one is the mogul mastermind, right? So day one is if you really want to be in the room and work directly with me, this is the opportunity to be in a room and spend hours with me directly, as opposed to day two when we have the business incubator. Yes, I'll be working with you, but I'll be on stage and everybody else will be in the room. So day one is mogul, right? And you bring whatever you have, whatever thing that you want to work on. We'll have a structure around that too, right? But this is all about refining your business model, strengthening your brand positioning, and getting real clarity so that when you step into day two and we start going through like all of the systems and strategy and positioning and messaging and all of that kind of stuff, building your offers, you already have a head start. So day one gives you that head start. But that head start is only available to a certain number of people. I think we only have 18 tickets left for that, for mogul, right? For the head start part of that. So if you want you know how I live in Orlando, so Disney has a fast pass. You want a fast pass, then you need to get your mogul ticket. And then day two is where we'll be doing training throughout the day, right? And then that evening, we're going to have our pink party, our reception, so that we can have fun. Because it's not just about learning, it's about enjoying each other, having a good time, really getting connected. And then day three is our Iconic Talks speaker showcase. Now, this is where we have selected a certain number of speakers, experts in their fields, and they are going to deliver like 10-minute talks. So think TEDx, TED type talks is what they are going to deliver. And so you want to be in the room because you want to see if you're somebody who's like, I really want to be on stage, or what does it mean to show up powerfully on stage? You want to come and see these. Right now we have 6 brilliant women who are going to be on stage. You want to be on that stage and really understand, what does that look like, right? How do I show up powerfully? And you can learn from them. They'll also have their businesses inside of the expo hall. So you'll be able to go and talk to them and meet with them and really learn, right? How did they get on the stage? How did they get on this Iconic Talk stage? So that's day 3. And we'll have some other training and stuff interspersed with that. So let's talk specifically, Sharonda, let's talk specifically about some of the labs that we're going to have. I know one of the things that you've talked to me about all the time is like, Kelly, it's the clarity, like really helping people around understanding their purpose, right?
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And so, so again, we know how important it was for me to understand my purpose in order for me to move where it is I'm going now, right? And get
Mhm.
into the why. And so that's the type of things that you'll learn. Like when I speak to a lot of people, they're like, Sharonda, I don't even know what my why is. I want to do all of these things, but I just don't understand. And then what they need to know is that this team is there to help them walk through that via these labs and help them get from point A to point B and know why they're doing what they're doing. And
Yeah,
because, you and I know, even taking that into the speaker world, right? Understanding my purpose and why, not committing to a PowerPoint presentation, but committing to my why, right? And being able to deliver that. And for people to be able to understand that is key.
right.
And so that's one of the things. That's what, yes.
Yes, absolutely. And so we're going to have different labs. Right now, we have our positioning and messaging lab. And so, really talking about all of the foundational things related to being able to communicate the message, understanding understanding your why, as Sharonda just talked about. Who is your ideal client?
Right.
What are the problems that you solve? Not the problem that you feel like solving, but what are the problems that those clients have that you need to solve so that you can show up as the solution? And so one of the things we'll be using is I created a custom GPT. So we'll be using that to help you really understand and build out your foundation and understand your
Yes.
messaging. So you'll walk away with some powerful brand positioning. You'll have things that you can use, right, for your own intellectual property. So that when you go out there, if you want to license it, if you want to sell it, if you want to leverage it in some way. Marketing and visibility lab. Now, this is how when you understand how to then take all of that information and show up, right? So, people always talking about showing up and showing out, or popping out and showing, right? We got to pop out and show them. Your marketing and visibility lab is that. How do I pop out and show them? How do I take what it is
Yeah.
that I want to do in the world and create the content and the assets for me to be able to do that? And that's another way that we're going to be using AI. So we'll use my custom chat GPT Remixy. So we'll use Remixy to help you with creating content. And one of the things, like, even before you come, you're going to have an assignment so that we can leverage Remixy. So
Yeah.
we have a community that you'll be a part of, and we'll be putting things in there. In that community, you'll also be getting trainings that I've already done. So they'll be in there. So even before you come to the event, you're going to have access to trainings that I have done and have put in that community for you. And so you'll walk away with understanding what is the visibility map, what is your roadmap, and what is your content asset plan. Like, how are you going to go out and show everybody that you're the thought leader, you're the expert, you're the go-to in your industry. So that's the marketing and visibility lab. And Sharonda is really good about being visible and showing how to leverage social media and using reels and those kinds of things. So I know that she'll be sharing, right, Sharonda, you're going to share some of that
Yes.
stuff in the community.
But Kelly, right
Yeah.
quick.
Yes.
Kelly, you're an expert.
Yes.
You are an expert. And as a result, when you bake a cake, you don't quite measure all the ingredients because you're an expert. You put all the things together and voila, magic. Best cake ever, good and moist, tastes really good, right?
Right.
So I said all that to say, Miss Kelly, you just unpacked a lot. And you said a lot that I know some of these listeners that I know need to be in the room don't quite understand what
Okay.
you said, because you said a lot, right? So if you don't mind, I just want to recap, and
Oh,
it may not
go
be
for it.
systemic, it may not be just like you have on your paper, but the reason I wanted us to go back to the first day, and I know
Mhm.
it's VIP and I know it's mogul, but that's when they really get the time to spend with you, right? That's
Yeah.
that individual, that's that time. So they're going to have their things for the second and the third day, but I need them to understand that that's where to me, where the value is. Right. And then they need to be able to come in and pick your brain and move forward accordingly. When they come in there, I guarantee you, I really want them to get involved sooner, get
Mhm.
into the masterminds, get into the classes that you have coming up for them, right? So that they can be ready for Mogul Day and get their return of investment. A lot of times people come to these conferences, Kelly, and they don't know how to work them. They don't know how to take advantage of them.
Yeah.
And so for me, I want them to get the value of the importance of getting into your community before the event, getting into the Mogul Day VIP to pick your brain to get to know you. And then on the second day and the third day, build out these things so that they can go and fly on their own without you, as if they've been with you for the past month or so, right? So you got all of these valuable things. They've got to be able to put it together.
Right.
You
You're
got
right.
30 days. You're opening up a platform beforehand so people can get involved. You got buy one, get one free so that it can be cost effective for them. You're giving them a stage and a platform that no one else is giving them. You're giving them a stage. I'm always so passionate, part of my passion. You're giving them a spotlight or a stage where others won't even give them an opportunity, right?
Yeah.
Even if they pay in to play, even though they have to pay to play in this arena, at least they get to write their own record. At least they get to make sure they get their own intellectual property. Want to know why? Because we're going to teach them how to do that, right? So
That's right.
I said all that to say, you got all the things, all the bells and whistles. Everybody needs to take advantage of it. So ahead of time, get in the room. One, two, Mogul Day. Take advantage of it. Buy one, get one free is how you going to save on it. Get your ticket now before August the 17th. Day two, incubator, baby. We going to get at it, right? That's where we gonna get in and we gonna work together, boots on the ground, right? We gonna pull up our sleeves, and then we gonna have some assets, something that we can create and take with us, right? We gonna party. We gonna have a pink day. We all like the pink. We all like to dress up, right? So we gonna get to do all that good stuff, right? And then we get to move on. Tell me about the third day again. I
The third day is
know what it
iconic
is,
sauce.
Kelly. Now I'm gonna give you your microphone back.
No,
But
I love it. You take over. No, I
I
love
just
it.
want people to know, hey, what we talking about, this like, listen, y'all. We know what it takes, and what we're trying to do is change the game. What we're trying to do is change the way you think. What we're trying to do is get you in these rooms and teach you how to be masterminded, to teach you how to get in a room with like-minded people so you can move things forward. We can do better collectively. Kelly has created an ecosystem. If you don't know what that is, y'all look it up. But she's given us 6 pieces. That's why she called it the 6, right? To
Yep.
this exhibit. You know, we got exhibitors, we got sponsors, we got the speakers, we got the experts, we got Kelly Mogul, the visionary, all these things, the 6 pieces, right? Including you yourself, where everything matters. None of us should be wasting our time. We need to see you in the room on the 6th, right, Kelly? November the 3rd, 4th, and 5th
Fifth.
at the 6th.
Absolutely.
I'm ending
Absolutely.
that sermon. I'm ending that
I just
sermon.
need to I just need to turn it over to you. I'm more like cerebral.
The
You're like,
doors
yo,
of the church
let's
open.
get in the street. But it's good, right?
Yes.
And for me, for me, this is like I love this because to see you do all of this, to know that, when you came to me, you were not even a speaker and we worked together. So this is like joy for me, right? To watch you really just like take this on and help, right, understand. And I think you're right, there's people like me who are very cerebral, like people who are like, okay, I'm telling you these things and I'm telling it to you in this way, and then there are other people who need you to break it down just the way that you broke it down. So I think that this is a wonderful synergy for both of us. And even to just help me understand, like, Kelly, you gotta like take it to the streets, like you gotta like break it down. um
You are an attorney. You're an
right.
attorney by
Right.
background. And so it is and that's the thing. That's why they need to be
Yeah.
in the room. You're an attorney by background. And so it's your expertise to be organized, methodical, logical, all of that good stuff. I work in the emergency department. I work up under chaos. I
Yeah.
understand how quick sometimes people need to, what is Kelly saying? You need to
Right.
be in the room. You need to pick
Right.
more
You just
money.
need to be
You need
here.
to get it.
You need
You
to
need
be
to
here.
understand the back end. How you gonna get to your customer? I
Right.
remember I'm a very smart girl, at least I know I'm a very smart girl.
Yes,
But
you
when I
are.
got in your room and you showed me the black print, and I'm not giving away your
No, that's
secrets
fine.
or
They're gonna
anything,
learn the black
because I
print.
just
They're
heard
gonna
you
learn it.
say, but that was the thing that resonated with me the most, is that you were very clear. You got to have a target audience, because remember, I was trying to talk to everybody. And so, no, that you've got to have a group of people that you're talking to, and then everything else will follow. And that was a part of the foundation. You talked about
Yeah.
my consuming audience as opposed to my paying audience. And so I never separated the two in my head. So that was key. You talked about CEO versus talent,
We
right?
don't be doing
And
that.
the
We're gonna
whole
talk
thing
about
is
that.
separating the two. And so anyway, Kelly, we talked
No,
about
I
a
love
lot.
it. No, I love it, and I appreciate it.
Okay.
Because no, I appreciate it. You could say anything when it comes to
Mhm.
me. I appreciate it because, like you said, people take in information differently. So that's one of the reasons too. I wanted to actually show the screen today, because sometimes people have to see it, right? Some people need to listen. Some people need to just hear it the way that I'm explaining it, and some people need to hear
Mhm.
it the way that you're explaining it. So I absolutely love that you were like, Kelly, let me back up for a second, and let's make sure that everybody, right, everybody who needs to be in this room understands the value of being in this room. And one of the other things, you just said about the back end and really understanding, like, how do you get your customers? Is one thing, like, one, how do you get them, right? You say you want to do these things. How do you get them? And once you get them, what do you do with them? How do you keep
Mhm.
track of it and not burn yourself out by trying to do everything manually, piece by piece by piece by piece by piece?
Mhm.
And that's what our sponsor, Go High Level, is going to be showing you
Yes.
and teaching you how to leverage their system, the Go High Level system, which is what I use to automate your business so that you can streamline some of the things that you're doing instead of having to do things over and over or one by one by one. How do you automate those systems so that you can scale your business? How do you
Yes.
bring your customer in and then take them on a journey, as opposed to bringing them in and then you're overwhelmed with everything else, that you forget that, oh shoot, I was supposed to send a follow-up email and I was supposed to, do whatever, or I really only want to send this to certain people. So how do you segment audiences? How do you, all the things, right? Sharonda
Yes.
will probably break it down even more for you. But how do you really, how do you really streamline? This is really about setting up systems and processes. And you hear people talk all the time about automation, right? And you may not understand, well, what do you mean by that? How do I automate the business? This is what Go High Level is going to teach you on site. They will be there on site. They will be in the expo hall. They will be on the stage. They are like all in. So you need to be all in. Anything you
Yes.
want to talk about with that one, Sharonda? And then we'll go to
Oh,
Sid.
oh, I'm excited about Go High Level, most
Yeah,
definitely, because it changed my life.
yeah,
It changed, meaning, one stop shop. Again,
yeah,
we talked about that's where my websites are. That's how
yep.
I communicate to my teams, and it's organized for me there. I find out there's some type of new feature every day. And so
Every
that's what I'm excited about them being here, because I'm going to be ready for them. And I'm going to make sure I got the right questions for them to benefit the people in the room. Kelly, before we close, I definitely want to make sure I say that I love how this live unfolded, because it gave them a lens into the two different perspectives. And not
Mhm.
only that, you got 6 dynamic speakers that's getting ready to come in and show them even other, right, perspectives, not just ours, right? And so they'll have, I just like the leadership that's in the room. Did we talk about ambassadors?
No, we're going to talk about them in one quick second. Let me just finish
Okay.
one quick thing, and then I'm going to change to ambassadors, and I'll let you take over on ambassadors.
Oh, okay.
Um, and then the last thing that we're going to have is our sales and offer lab. This is really important, y'all, because
Ooh.
what y'all need to understand is how to package and price. We're out here speaking for free, speaking for exposure, speaking for chips, all the things, just out here, just bare face, bare naked, just giving away our expertise for free in an industry that is exploiting us. And one of the missions behind the six is to ensure that your value is not erased and to stop the exploitation. But I have to not stop it just on the systemic part of it. I have to get you to understand, to get very clear about your value so that you stop being complicit in your own erasure and being complicit in your own exploitation. So we're going to talk about how to build your offers, and we're going to talk about sales and do all the stuff. So this is like a well-rounded, like, come get what you need and leave and be able to, as Sharonda said, to be able to fish, right? And so
Yes.
I teach my clients how to fish, right? I don't feed them fish. I teach my clients how to fish. There will be opportunities for you to continue with me beyond the six. But if you left and just decided, I want to go do this on my own, there are things that you'll be able to do. May not be able to do it as fast. You may make more mistakes without additional support, but you will leave with assets that will help you to continue to build your business. So that's what we're going to be doing. You see that we have like our online community that Sharonda talked about. I just want to show you quickly. Here's our amazing speakers, so you can go on the page and see who they are. And
Mhm.
then I'm going to stop sharing this screen because Sharonda wants to talk to you about the ambassadors before we hit the streets. Before we hit the
Yes.
streets, we can never do 15 minutes, so we're just going to
I
not
don't
ever say that this is
know what
15 minutes.
is.
We get too excited, so we're not going to say that
Okay.
this is 15 minutes. We're just going to talk until we're done and give you the information, and you can go back and
Yes.
just check out where it is. And if you want to, skip through, you can go on YouTube, because YouTube will give you all of the, it'll tell you, uh, here's what they're talking about right here. Okay, last
All
thing
right.
we
All
want
right.
to talk
So
about is our ambassadors. Let me get our ambassador page up for you, Sharonda.
Okay.
So
While she pull
we
that
talk
up, y'all,
about
y'all
that.
know what it is. It's Speaking Industry Expo. That's XPO.com. And so we are looking for ambassadors for the six, right? And so, guys, I wish I had something like this when I was doing community service, building up my resume or something like that, right? I know a lot of you guys are in your sororities and fraternities, and you need to put your hours in. Well, guess what? This is the place. This is the place to be, right? You go to your meetings, you have your messages and stuff that you need to put out. What better place to learn from than the Speaking Industry Expo? So the ambassador page is up. What we want you to do is to become an ambassador. Now I'm gonna let you take over, Kelly, because I cannot read or see the screen without my glasses.
Okay, no problem. Hold on. Let me just put the link in the chat. So it's speakingindustryexpo.com/ambassador app. The page, you cannot access it from the website, but you can get it from the link. So let's talk about the ambassadors. So one of the things we wanted to make sure is, one, that we have people who are committed and that you have some skin in the game, but we also know that you're going to be supporting us. And so we wanted to, give you a break on making sure that that was able to happen. You're going to be the bridge, right? So you're going to be the liaison between us and our guests who are at the event. And so we need you to be committed. We need you to show up. We need you to be there in excellence. We need you to be there, be professional. So here are the ambassador perks. Here's what you get as an ambassador. So you'll have full access to the 3 days. So you'll be there, you'll be, you'll be able to be in every room and to experience the event. And while you're not working, you're a guest, right? So make sure that you understand that you will be there and you will be working for the 3 days, or on whatever shift you're on. 2, you'll get complete video recordings of all the training sessions. So if you're working during the incubator and you can't be there for the entire event, don't worry, you will get the training sessions. You're going to get lunch every day. Mogul does too. Mogul gets lunch. So you'll have a buffet or whatever lunch we decide but you'll have lunch every single day that you're there. You'll also have access to a private online community, your own ambassador community, where we'll be, sharing stuff with you. And here's a big thing that you're going to get. So we, again, want to make sure that we're pouring into you and sharing with you. And so after the event, you're going to have a virtual training with our conference architect. So the person who is helping me to make this come to life, Rhonda White, she is going to do a training with you to show you how to do your own events. And you'll be working with her behind the scenes on the 6th. I'm telling you, that's worth its weight in gold. And then also, after the virtual training, after the event, you're going to have a virtual training, a mastermind, a group mastermind, 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours with me. With me. Listen. So listen, do y'all understand? Like, I have helped people make 5 figures just having a 15-minute conversation. Don't play with me. I am that girl. I really am that girl. So you get to have a 2-hour virtual mastermind with me. Now, here's the thing. You need to submit your application. When you submit your application, we're going to review it and make sure that you're a right fit. When we select you, then you'll have to pay $125. That's what you'll pay. Your hotel, your transportation, your airfare is not included. Neither are your meals except for your lunch. And I know some people be like, well, I'm going to be doing all this. Yes, you are. But if you needed to come to the event or wanted to come to the event and get all of what you're going to get, you're getting more than people who are at the event. It will cost you more than that. So it's $125. And like Sharonda said, if you're in a sorority, fraternity, or some, organization, you need to do community service hours, or you're somebody who really wants to have an event like this, if you want to do in-person events and you're just like, I don't know the first thing about how to make sure that I do this the right way, and not just throw an event, but put on an event and experience that is done in excellence. If you know anything about me, I don't play games. when it comes to that. I do everything in excellence. And so you'll learn from me, you'll learn from my team, you'll be a part of our team. And again, you just have to go to speakingindustryexpo.com/ambassador app and complete the application. We will respond to you once you're selected. You pay $125. That's for your access to everything. And then make sure that you're also booking your hotel and getting your flight. And if you're local to Atlanta, then some of those things won't even matter. So, you know, a lot of people who are in Atlanta, this is a great opportunity for you to experience this event and then not also have some of the additional costs that people who are flying in. But don't let that stop you. I already told you, we did the whole go do the numbers. It's not a lot for what you're going to be experiencing. So that is it. Ambassador app. Let me stop sharing this. We said a lot today, Sharonda. We did a lot, right? So we talked about our BOGO, which goes through August 17th. Make sure that you grab your ticket. Don't wait. Like it doesn't make sense. And even if you don't know who the person is that's going to go with you right now, be thinking about that person. Be like, hey, I got a ticket. You can pay me half, right? And so you can get it. Sharonda, they could get all of day 4 and day 5 for $250. That's like absolutely nuts. I don't know what I'm thinking, but
About the people.
that's what I
You're thinking
decided.
about the people, and that's what's up.
Thinking about the people. And that's what we've decided, right? So we had that. I've gone through the agenda with you. That's going to get even more detailed as time goes on. And then we just talked about our ambassadors. So if you want to be an ambassador, we're looking for 20 ambassadors. So if you want to be an ambassador, go to speakingindustryexpo.com/ambassador app. And then for your tickets, go to speakingindustryexpo.com/registration. What else you got for the people before we go, Sharonda?
That is all. That is all. And we'll see them if they have any more questions on next Wednesday at the same time, same channel.
Yep. And thanks for those of you who have joined us live. We're so excited. Let's ask them if anybody has any questions right now, you could drop them. We'll stay on for just a minute or so to see. And I'm going to check Facebook and see if there is anything. Sharonda, check your Facebook too to see if anybody has any questions. And I will also look on LinkedIn. Let's see if anybody has any questions. And if you're watching this on replay, make sure that you drop your questions. You can DM me, you can put it in the comments, ask your questions. We want to make sure that you understand everything that you are in the room. I want to thank our other sponsors. Also, we have Horizon Business is also a sponsor. And we want to thank Winter Law Academy, Winter Law Immigration, and the Immigration Annex, who are our exclusive sponsor for our pink party for the reception that we're having on day 2. So we're really, really excited about that. All right, no questions, Sharonda. You don't see anything?
No questions, no questions.
Okay. All right, make sure you go get your tickets. Go get your tickets. Go apply to be an ambassador. Be in the room. Don't play no games. And we'll be back next Wednesday, same time, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, see y'all. Take care.